50, 45. There goes Davis. Oh, my God. Davis is going to run it all the way back. Auburn's going to win the football game. Auburn's going to win the football game. He ran the missed field goal back. He ran it back 109 yards. They're not going to keep him off the field tonight. Holy cow. Oh, my God. Auburn wins. Auburn has won the Iron Bowl. Auburn has won the Iron Bowl in the most unbelievable fashion you will ever see.
Oh, welcome in everyone to a brand new edition of the Dream Wager, episode 567. Today is Wednesday, September 24th, 2025. And kid, the Lions might be back. How the hell you doing?
The Lions definitely looking back, Dill. I'm doing great. Overall, Monday, much improvement from Sunday, Dill. So I'm glad about that. Let's get into it.
Yeah, we got a great episode. We're going to give our week 3 power rankings. Cannot wait for that. And then we have Thursday night picks and props against the Seahawks and the Cardinals. Not the best Thursday night game, I'll tell you that. But hey, at least it's football. We have a great college slate. Probably one of the best weeks so far to date. So week 5 or week 4, I think week 4 or 5 in college. I can't wait for that, Nick, this weekend. But kid, we will start Sunday night. We were recording right before it went off. Chiefs get the cover 22-9. It's the end of Russell Wilson. And I think the end had to do with that goal line. I mean, you can't throw the ball out of bounds, and it was time for Russie to go. I've said his demise was about 2 years ago. I called for it, and he just was never the same. We saw it in Denver where teammates were just mad at him, then trying to come to the East Coast, get a fresh start. He had one good game against a really bad defense, and then there have been multiple times where it can't get worse than what we saw Sunday night. And I think Brian Daboll, his job is on the line. He's like, fuck it. We drafted this kid. We got to put him in. I feel a little disrespected for Jameis because he should be the backup, but now he's third string. But needless to say, at the end of the day, on 4th down or 4th and goal, you can't throw the ball out of bounds 2 times in a row and then expect to keep your job. At least Jameis and Jackson Dart are going to make a play, or at least throw it to Malik Neighbors or somebody. So, yeah, that was the game. Russ, 2 interceptions, not a good game. He winds up getting benched, and Brian Daboll winds up naming Jackson Dart the starter for the rest of the season. So thoughts on the game, and then thoughts on the QB change.
On the game, shut out Kansas City, winning their first game of the season, covering the 6.5, 5.5, whatever he was able to get. Give the Chiefs credit. I felt like they were able to move the ball a little bit more than they were the first 2 weeks of the season. The kid Tyquan Thornton, he looked pretty good. A couple deep shots.
You picked him up on fantasy.
Yeah. Be careful now. I think he brings some value to the team, especially like downfield threat, especially without Xavier Worthy there. So I like to see that. Juju Smith, still. Went with him last week. This week, 55 yards. That just shows you how my prop game been going. I like that Hollywood Brown was involved a little bit, 6 targets for a catch. Travis Kelce a little frustrated once again. So
felt like Andy Reid titty bumped him this time instead of him going after him.
Yeah, so I kind of like that intensity because it wasn't a must win. This early on in the season, but, for the Chiefs Kingdom to go 0-3, lose to the Giants at MetLife, come on, dude, that's a bad look. So the fact that they were able to regroup, bounce back, and get this win, credit to them. For the opposite side, though, you can't blame the Giants and Brian Daboll for moving on. 2 out of the first 3 games of the season, you're under 10 points, multiple interception, offense not really able to move the ball. Russ, 18 for 32, 160, 2 picks, 0 touchdowns. It's hard to make the case that Jackson Dart or Jameis wouldn't have a better game. It's hard to make that case after that performance. And like you said, I think what was the last, straw was 3 straight throws out of the end zone. Like you're at 1st and goal. You have a chance to cover. You still have a chance to win with about 4 or 5 minutes left in the game. And you just throw the ball out of bounds 3 consecutive times. To me, that's unacceptable. Like you said, give somebody a chance to make a play. Even Russ, you already forced a couple throws with 2 interceptions, especially the one when Malik Labor's down the field. Why not force another one? So,
Yeah, I agree.
uh, at this point, 0-3 to start the season. 2 out of your 3 games, offensive struggled. Honestly, it's hard to make the case why you shouldn't move on.
Yeah, no, I would agree. They're going crazy at the door right now,
Yeah.
right? But no, I agree. I mean, and honestly, when you're at the goal line, give it a Cam Scatterboo. He's coming on recently now, and now with the injury to Tyron Tracy, Cam Scatterboo, I think a big game's coming on. I like the kid. He had another touchdown during the game, their only touchdown of the game, but he led the team in all-purpose yards. In receiving, he had 61. He had 60 rushing yards. He had 121 all-purpose yards with 6 catches and 10 carries. I mean, he was the best player on the field for the Giants.
Yeah, he was honestly the only bright spot. I feel like defensively, Carter, Thibodeau, Dexter, and those guys look good, but besides the defensive line and Scatterboo, the Giants.
Yeah,
I didn't
even think the Giants defense played all that bad because, like you said, they were in the game for most of it. Their defense kept them in. The offense has just been pitiful.
It struggled. Think about it. I think Malik Neighbors had 2 catches for 27 yards. That was a performance by Steve Spagnuolo in that defense. The fact that he had $160 last week, 2 touchdowns the week prior. Now you hold them to only 2 catches, less than 30 yards. Shit, you think that was Revis Island out there?
Yeah, and this Chiefs team, as the weeks get on and they start to get people back, they're going to be just fine. So I think the Chiefs will be just fine. I think they're a very good football team. I think they'll make the playoffs here. So yeah, we didn't get there with the +6.5, but it was live for most of the game. I'll say that. Monday Night Football, what a game. I mean, back and forth. The over was definitely the play. It wasn't the side. 38-30. Detroit Lions get the cover. They cover the 4.5. They didn't even need it, and the game goes way over the total. Derrick Henry, where do I start here with this game? Let's start with Detroit because I got some things I want to say about Baltimore. But Jared Goff, what a game. 20 for 28, over 200 yards. He had a touchdown. It was David Montgomery's game, man. 12 carries, 151 yards, 2 touchdowns. Jahmyr Gibbs had 2 touchdowns. Good job. You beat me in fantasy with that. He had 2 touchdowns. St. Brown. And to be honest, man, the creativity wasn't really Ben Johnson. Down there in the goal line, they put Amon-Ra St. Brown. They do the option pitch. I mean, they've been very creative these past few games here. So love that. I love what the Lions were able to do offensively. 7 sacks on Lamar. Aiden Hutchinson was all over the field. He is an absolute beast. What that defense was able to do for the Detroit Lions, they are legit. They are a very good football team. And I know last week people were like, oh, they beat the Browns, or not the Browns, excuse me, the Bears. They beat the Bears, one legitimate win. This is a legit win now. Going on the road, primetime game, and putting 38 points on a lot of people's Super Bowl prediction, think that speaks volumes. Before we get into Derrick Henry, thoughts on the performance with Dan Campbell and the Lions?
I think it was a statement win by the Detroit Lions. This is the type of win you can hang on your board and remind yourself for the remainder of the season. We did that. Going to Baltimore, Monday night stage. We talked about, before the game, though, how hard it is to go into the bank and win in a night game, let alone Monday Night Football. Still, I think Jared Goff has in this offense has proven it's still the real deal without Ben Johnson. So give credit to Jared Goff. We saw what he was able to do last week. Still, 20 for 28, 202, 1 touchdown, 0 sacks. Let me repeat that again. 0 sacks by Jared Goff in that offensive line. David Montgomery had himself a day. I think that 72-yard run. This is when I knew the Ravens was in trouble, Dill. They had, I forgot the exact year, but they haven't led up a 90-plus yard drive.
2001.
There you go. In 24 years. They led up two
of them. Yeah.
90-plus drives. One was a 98-yarder. that's when I knew the Ravens is trouble. And not for nothing, that's when I realized maybe I'm not going to overreact. Maybe they could turn it around like they did last year, mid-season. But this ain't the same defense we saw at the end of the year from the Baltimore Ravens. Though this defense, something is up. We saw Week 1 debacle fourth quarter against the Buffalo Bills, and now you have the Lions rushing over 220 yards on you. Jared Goff with another 200 over the top. Still at home, that's just unacceptable. Over 400 total yards. So I'm a little concerned about the defense. Like I said, I'm not going to overreact. It's only the first 3 weeks of the season. It's going to take some time to get it going. But if I'm a Ravens fan, those 290-plus yards drives at home, that's a little concerning. The fact that it wasn't allowed for 24 years and it happened twice in the same night, that's a little concerning. Give credit for the Lions, still. That offense is looking live.
100%. And I would think that was the biggest thing for me. It's not the offense. The offense is going to be fine, and we'll talk about the fumble in a minute, but it's the defense. Mm-hmm. It's the defense that's very worrisome. They have the worst defense in the league right now. Total, they've allowed the most points.
Possibly yards, too.
Yards, points, they've allowed the most touchdowns, everything. Damn. And yes, maybe they'll turn it around like we saw last year. It is still early. I think they'll be fine, and I think they'll go on to win a bunch of games and whatnot, and they'll be in the playoffs. But it's the defense that's very worrisome to me. The kid Starks out of Georgia, he came up and missed so many fucking tackles. It kind of reminded me of like GJB, where you just run up and arm tackle people. You can't do that against the best backfield in the NFL. That just can't happen. Jahmyr Gibbs is going to either sidestep you, juke you, or David Montgomery's just going to run you over. Mm-hmm. So it was very worrisome. When I saw them have 2 90-plus yard drives, I said, oh, yeah, they're for real. They are just pounding it down their throat.
And that defense was exhausted early on. Yeah. At the first possession of the game, 8 minutes. Second possession of the game, 6+ minutes. Third possession of the game, I think it was the 90-yard drive. So we saw these long, not just 3-and-outs. And that's another thing. Baltimore wasn't able to force no 3-and-outs. Still, we saw it plenty of times with the Lions in that defensive front getting after Lamar. So, like I said, I'm not going to overreact. If I'm a Baltimore fan, I'm not panicking. But all I'm saying is for the first 3 weeks of the season, your defense has been your issue, not your offense.
Now the offense, I want to talk about it real quick. I like the offensive coordinator. I do, but sometimes Derrick Henry is not a goal line back. It's just not it. When you try running him the ball and then you tried to do the run fake pass with Derrick Henry, what are we doing down there? You have Lamar Jackson. Do not get the ball out of his hands. I'm sitting there at home just fucking like, do not get the ball out of his hands. And then they tried to give it to Derrick Henry twice in a row, and that didn't work. He's not a goal line back. Do we not get that at this point? Like, I love Derrick Henry, but he's not a goal line back. That touchdown that he had in the first quarter proves that he's not a goal line back. How many times this year alone have we seen him get stopped at the goal line? Multiple. He's just not a goal line back. I'm sick and fucking tired of that, of them giving him the ball because there's so much talent. Why weren't they getting Zay Flowers the ball? Why? He should not have 2 catches. Yeah, shout out Mark Andrews finally having a good game, but it didn't mean anything. You lost. And I don't even want to say he has a fumbling problem. Credit Aiden Hutchinson. That was an amazing play by Hutchinson. Mm-hmm. And I'll go on record to say I think about 90% of the running backs in the league would probably fumble on that play. I think the more embarrassing thing was he threw a fucking temper tantrum like a little kid on the sideline. Did you see that? He threw his helmet and he sunk into the bench. He was like, he like kind of sunk into it. Like, that's a bad look. I don't even think they played him for the rest of the game after that. I don't think he got another touch. Rightfully so. That's 2 times now. In his career, he's had fumbles in other quarters, but he has 10 in the fourth quarter. That's just unacceptable. Things need to change. The offense is good enough, but they got to figure some things out. I like this Raven team, but man, they aggravate the fucking shit out of me sometimes because they have all the talent, but they don't play to it. And by the way, I like Lamar's hair. By the way, I thought it was cool. I know people were saying, "Oh, why did he have the dreads today?" Actually, I liked it. What was it called? Jerry curls?
If they were wet, they would be Jerry curls.
Yeah, I liked it, honestly. I thought it was a cool look. So I don't think it was the hair. I saw people online saying it was the hair. I don't think it was the hair because Lamar played great, honestly.
Yeah, you take away the 7 sacks. So Lamar had a field day.
Yeah.
21 for 27, 288, 3 tutties, no turnovers. It was just the constant pressure. Those 7 sacks it's hard to overcome. Let's just be honest. Without a running game, Derrick Henry, another let's just say another bad game. Let's just be honest, another bad game. I know he had that 30-yard run, 28-yard run for the touchdown in the first quarter. But other than that, he had 22 yards for the remainder of the game on 11 carries. That's just unacceptable if you're Derrick Henry. You had a quiet week last week, another quiet week this week, and then you fumbled to on possibly the game-winning drive. So it's tough for Derrick Henry. He's still one of the best backs in football. There's no doubt about it, Dill. And like you said, I think Aiden Hutchinson just made a tremendous play. Mm-hmm. He made a tremendous play, and I agree with you. I think 90%, if not higher, percentage of running backs would have fumbled on that exact play.
Yeah,
because you don't really think Aiden Hutchinson is coming from the side behind you. You think he's coming from the front.
Yeah,
Aiden Hutchinson was behind him, so I would not expect Aiden Hutchinson to be behind me. First of all, if I'm a running back, so give credit for the Lions to walking in there, taking care of business. But if I'm a Baltimore fan, and I'm not overreacting too much about the offense. Yes, Derrick Henry. Could you make the case he cost you 2 losses? You could make the case the Ravens should be 3-0 if it wasn't for those fumbles. Yeah, you can make that case.
Can.
But like I said, I don't think it's maybe week 1 you can make the case that's the sole reason you lost, but I think y'all be just fine. Lamar's playing at an MVP level. Let's just be honest, people. Lamar's playing like an MVP. Derrick Henry still looks good. Offensively, I know Zay Flowers had a quiet night, but first 2 weeks of season, he's been looking great. Mark Andrews finally woke up, so that's a great sign if you're a Ravens fan. So I wouldn't overreact too bad. It's just, like I said, I'm more concerned about the defense right now.
Yeah, I agree.
Derrick Henry fumbling problem.
Yeah, I agree. Am I overreacting on Todd Monken and the goal line? But it's nonstop now. Watch this week. Against the Chiefs, they're going to hand him the ball on the goal line, and he's going to get stuffed. At what point do we sit here and be like, if I'm John Harbaugh, and be like, we are not running the fucking ball?
You got Lamar.
That's what I'm saying.
And now you got Justice Hill. You got Zay Flowers who can take it to the backfield as well. So you got options there. At the end of the day, it's hard not to hand it off to
because the play after, or 2 plays after he got stopped at the goal line, Lamar threw a fucking dot to Mark Andrews in the corner for the touchdown. Mm-hmm. He's one of the most accurate quarterbacks in the league. Yeah. What the fuck are you doing taking the ball out of his hands? I'm sorry, I got so frustrated and I was walking around my room. You could already tell when they gave him the ball and he got stuffed again, and then they tried to do the running back pass. I said, "Oh yeah, nah, they're bugging. Like they're tripping out. I don't know what they were doing."
For the record, Derrick Henry has been successful at passing the ball.
Not lately.
But throughout his
career,
lately. I think Derrick Henry has like 5 or 6 touchdown passes.
But yeah. you are right. We did get there with both of our props finally. First prop of the year, kid.
It's been a long time coming.
Yes.
Plus 120. Yes. I'm proud I finally was able to hit one.
Yeah. So overall for the show, 4-15-1 for me. That's probably the worst week to date for me.
Shit.
You were 5-15. You were 5-15. So you were better. I had the push. It's better than a loss. I had to say it.
Yeah. I can't guarantee I'll do better.
You'll try.
No. I just highly doubt I'll do worse.
Yeah. I mean, that's hard.
That might have been my worst day on the podcast so far.
Ever.
So, but Monday night, I leaned the over.
Mm-hmm.
I liked the plus 4.5 with David Montgomery anytime touchdown. So I swept the board.
Yeah.
We swept the board Monday. So if you tell me Monday,
what do they say? It's not how you start.
It's how you finish.
And what
And I
did we do?
finished in the green.
Exactly. Hey, we're as good as our last bet.
Yeah. It wasn't much left in the bankroll deal, but we got
But it
some.
don't matter.
We added some to it.
We added some to it. We'll start to look for week 4. It's already fucking week 4, kid. Time is flying by already. It's almost the last month of September already. But all right, kid. Before our power rankings, a quick word from our sponsor. We are brought to you each and every episode by Viva Tequila Seltzer, the most refreshing hard seltzer on the market, hands down. It's no wonder why Viva was voted #1 hard seltzer in the world by San Francisco World Spirit Competition. With only 88 calories, 0 carbs, 0 sugar, and a light 4.5 ABV, Viva is the perfect drink for your post-game celebration, as it was created with that active lifestyle in mind. We flavor tequila seltzer because flavor is the spice of life, and we like our drinks. So just a kick, just like how we like our lives, whether it's Huckleberry playing around a golf with the boys or an elderberry watching Thursday night football, it doesn't matter. Our favorites pair perfectly with that Artisanal Blanco tequila for that subtle and refreshing drink. Our belief here at the Dream Wager and at Viva is to live long, live well, and live it up. All right, kid, let's get to it. Week 3 power rankings. We will start at number 10. I am interested to see where we're going this week. What do you got for us?
At number 10, I wanted to put a 1 and 2 team at number 10, but I couldn't, though. I couldn't, At the end of the day, if you're 1 and 2, I can't put you top 10. You have top 10 talent. I just can't put you there. So I'm sorry, Baltimore Ravens. Still my Super Bowl pick. But I couldn't put you there. At number 10, give me Marcus Mariota and the Washington Commanders, Dale. They look good. I like the fact that when your star player goes down, not just one, multiple players step up. And that's what we saw from that offense. Defensively, they stepped up. Dan Quinn coached his butt off, Dale. They showed out week 3. Yes, the opponent, say what you want, but at the end of the day, took care of business, Dale. Give me the Washington Commanders. If Jaden Daniels is there come Sunday, even better, Dale. But for now, give me the Commanders at 10.
Yeah, I agree. Shout out Marcus Mariota, probably one of the best backups in the league. I'll say that. You got to give it to him. Big win, statement win. We'll see if Jaden Daniels plays this week, but I still worry about their defense. They do allow a lot of big plays. Washington's tied for second in number of pass plays allowed over 15 yards or more with 20 already. So they still allow those big plays. I want to see if the defense gets better, but they are still a top 10 team. Give me the Redskins at number 10.
At number 9, I personally wanted to put this team a little higher, but right now, still with a backup quarterback, give me the San Francisco 49ers and Mac Jones. CMC, they're looking alive. He had a great week 3, catching the ball, running the ball. Pre-sale looking real good. The defense, little worried about it now without Joey Bosa. Heard he's going to be missing the remainder of the year with a torn ACL. So that's a huge blow. It's one of the best offensive players in all of football out for the remainder of the year. It's interesting to see what the 49ers are going to do on the defensive side without him. But I still think they're top 10, though. I still like the 49ers. They're rolling. Give me the 49ers at number 9. If Brock Purdy was there, possibly a little higher.
Yeah, I know people are going to hit me for this, but give me the Kansas City Chiefs at number 9. I think they'll be just fine. Big win on the road, getting their first win, and they're just getting healthier.
Against
5
the
minutes.
G-men.
It doesn't matter. A win is a win on the road against a good defensive line, and they're hurt. But have no fear. Xavier Worthy was a full participant in today's practice. They put him on track. He might play against Baltimore. They will be just fine. The defense is finding its rhythm a little bit. Patrick Mahomes is starting to get better, and this team is just going to get healthier. Same thing for the 49ers. I agree. I like the 49ers, but I worry about them. Losing Nick Bosa was hit huge. So yeah, give me the Chiefs at number 9.
At number 8. Tough loss. Kind of didn't look that impressive in the second half. First half looked pretty damn good, if you ask me. Give me the Los Angeles Rams, still. I'm not going to I moved them down just a little bit. Give credit to the Philadelphia Eagles taking business, especially in that second half. But I still like this Rams team. I still like their chances, in the NFC as well. Like them in the West. I just feel like they just ran into arguably the best team in football in the Philadelphia Eagles. Tough spot in Philadelphia. Heartbreaker not getting the +3.5. I
Oh.
still like the Rams still. Give me the Rams at number 8.
Yeah, and at number 8, give me the Baltimore Ravens. I still like them. I think their defense just needs a little work. I'm hoping that John Harbaugh could change some things up like he did last year. Poor tackling. I mentioned it. That's been one of the biggest issues on defense. Just not wrapping up the carrier. And, that's like a sense of pride. Baltimore's, they've given up 200 yards after contact this season, the 4th most in the NFL. So I worry about the defense. I think the offense is going to keep them in every game. If they could figure some things out on defense and make some key stops, I think this team is really good. I still think it's a top 3, top 4 team in the AFC. I think they'll be just fine. Give me the Ravens at number 8.
At number 7, I had to move this team up there because it's just been so impressive. Only one punt this whole season. Give me Indiana Jones and the Indianapolis Colts. Some people might say I have them too high. I might be one of those people, but you can't deny how impressive they look, though. There's no doubt they've been one of the most impressive teams throughout the first 3 weeks of the season. I'm going to rate them as such. Give me the Colts at 7.
At 7, give me the Los Angeles Rams. Not going to fault them too much. They were winning most of the game. Credit the Eagles for coming back, but I think losing Jalen Ramsey, I think, was a big hurt. They lack quarterback depth now, so I worry about them defensively, but offensively, I think Matthew Stafford, when healthy with Karen Williams, I think they'll be just fine. Devontae Adams has fit right in there, so he looks really good. I think the Rams will be just fine. Tough loss. It's the Super Bowl champs. I think they're going to bounce back here this week. Give me the Rams at number 7.
At number 6, tough loss to this team. Honestly, probably lost to the best defense in football. Give me the Packers at number 6. Still like them. Still love them. I think Jordan Love just had himself a tough day, Dill. Like I said, went up arguably against the best defense of all of football. You're going to have those type of losses every now and then. I'm not going to fault them too much. Still like Green Bay. Still think they have a top 10 defense. Offensively, Jaden Reed went down. So the wide receiver core is a little concerning. But in my opinion, I think they got to feed Matthew Golden a little more. You drafted him early. Might as well start getting him a little more involved. Still like Tucker. Still like Josh Jacobs. Give me the Packers at 6.
At number 6, give me the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Fourth quarter stops, man. That's probably the biggest issue because they usually lead most of the game and then they let teams back in. They got to put their foot on people's throats. It's a tough one losing Mike Evans, but Emeka Egbuka is he is the real deal. And I don't want to say it's like a passing of the torch, but it kind of looks like it. This kid is fucking for real. Baker is elite. And shout out Todd Bowles. He's not getting enough credit for Coach of the Year, but his name should definitely be in there with the defense and what they're doing. And shout out, they're bringing that kid back from Florida who they cut. They got a big game this week against the Eagles and allowing the tush push, but they have had success. So a lot of meat up front. But give me the Tampa Bay Buccaneers at number 6.
At number 5, give me the Tampa Bay Buccaneers still. 3 wins. 3 game-winning drives from Baker Mayfield in this offense. To me, that's why you're a top 5 team. Yes, you can make a case they're not a top 5 team for letting these teams get back into games. A la the Jets coming back, scoring 20 points in the fourth quarter.
Sure.
And having a chance to win the game. Baker Mayfield has been balling. He's been more dangerous with his legs in the fourth quarter than he's been with his arm, Dill. And like you said, the rookie out of Ohio State, I think he might be running away with offensive rookie of the year at this point, Dill. 3 straight weeks, he's been arguably the best wide receiver on the team, and there's Hall of Famers on that team, Dill. So give me the Tampa Bay Bucks. I agree with you. I think Todd Bowles should start getting some recognition, but Todd Bowles got to tighten up in the fourth quarter and start letting these double-digit leads slip away now. Give me Todd Bowles in the Tampa. Give me Baker Mayfield in the Tampa Bay Bucks at number 5.
Real quick, I wanted to let you know. Todd Bowles is still getting disrespected for Coach of the Year. Rightfully, Shane Steichen is the favorite. I'll give him that.
Come on,
plus 380. Jim Harbaugh at second at plus 650. Kyle Shanahan at third. I mean,
took a plus 1,500 now.
Yep. My boy Liam Cohen, he's next. Mike McDonald, we'll see what they do on Thursday night, and then Dan Campbell 16-1. But you're right. Emeka Ibuka is the leader for AP Offensive Rookie of the Year at plus 360. Second, and we mentioned him a few episodes ago, tight end Tyler Warren. He is the real deal.
He's stepping up. Put it like this: if Indianapolis somehow, some way wins the division, I think Tyler Warren is going to have a lot. Jonathan Taylor and Tyler Warren are going to have a lot to say about it.
Jonathan Taylor is leading the league or leading the category in Offensive Player of the Year at plus 300. Puka Nacua second at plus 550. Interesting. So 2 Colts up there. Wow. Where were we? Number 5. Yeah, give me the Green Bay Packers. Speaking of the Packers, Micah Parsons is leading for Defensive Player of the Year at plus 340. I don't know if I agree with that, but he's still balling. Bad loss. I'll say that it was a tough loss. I mean, the worry that I have with this defense, the lack of takeaways. A season ago, the Packers were tied for 4th in the NFL with 31 takeaways. They ranked 3rd in interceptions with 17. Guess how many takeaways they have this season?
It's 3 games in. I'm going to say 2.
Exactly. 2 takeaways. Evan Williams had an interception week 1 against the Lions, and Xavier McKinney had an interception on Sunday.
And let's not forget, Xavier McKinney last year had like 6 straight games with an interception.
So, I don't know. I feel like this defense is good enough. They need to get more turnovers, and I feel like Jordan Love needs to play better. They should have went in there and closed that game out. They should not have let Joe Flacco and the Browns come out of there with the win. So, I still think they're a top 5 team. I'm not going to We mentioned it. The Browns, as much as offensively as they struggle, defensively, they are a good defense. They're going to keep them in some games. But the Packers should have won that game. I'm not going to overreact. I think Jordan Love is fine. Give me the Packers at number 5.
At number 4, this team was number 11 last week on my power rankings, and I just jumped them up to number 4. Top 5 team, number 4. Give me the Detroit Lions. I didn't have him up here. We saw how bad they looked week 1 up in Green Bay. Since then, they've been impressive, though. That offense is firing at all cylinders. Jared Goff been playing like an MVP for the last 2 weeks of the season. The running game, still the best rushing and tackling on the football. We just saw it on display on Monday night at the bank. It's not much to say. I think defensively, they're solid. We saw 7 sacks on them in the secondary. It's working there. They'll give me the Detroit Lions at number 4.
At number 4, give me the Los Angeles Chargers. This team is for real, kid. I like them. I like them a lot, actually. And the biggest problem I have with them is 4th down stops. They've been one of the league's best in many categories. However, they've struggled on 4th down. Opponents are converting 71% of their attempts against the Chargers. That's 22nd in the NFL. The 4th down struggles were apparent on Sunday. Denver converted a lot of them. Cortland Sutton had the 52-yard touchdown on 4th and 1 right before the half. And, that kind of gave the Broncos momentum here a little bit. And I think you could arguably say Justin Herbert has been playing his best football to date of his career. And I know you're not a big Justin Herbert fan, but you could even be unbiased and say, hey, listen, tip your cap. He's actually playing really good football. Outside of the 3 teams in the AFC that we all love, the Kansas City Chiefs, the Buffalo Bills, and the Baltimore Ravens, people have to start talking about the Chargers. They are the 4th best team right now in the AFC, in my opinion. And that's why I got them at number 4.
Dill, I'm not the biggest Justin Herbert fan, but I can honestly say I've been ahead of the curve on this. I had the Chargers at number 3 for 3 weeks now, and they're still at number 3. Give me the Los Angeles Chargers at number 3. I said it to you from week 1. The best version of Justin Herbert I've seen thus far of his career is this version of Justin Herbert. Week 1 was honestly one of the most impressive games to me that I ever seen from Justin Herbert. Just because, Dill, look at these defenses. Jalen Hurts struggled week 2. Russ got benched week 3. That was on the Chiefs' defense. Dill, the Chiefs did that, and the fact that Justin Herbert he looked stellar. He was 21 for 28 in that game. Dill, moving the ball constantly on that Chiefs defense. Dill, I agree with you 100%. Justin Herbert is playing the best football of his career right now. That defense, without let's see how they look without Khalil Mack for these next couple of weeks. But overall, I think it was a bright side to see Marion Hampton finally have a good game. And the fact that you have What was my biggest concern with this team, though, preseason? What's the wide receiver court? Quentin Johnson's finally living up to that first round hype. He's balling. You could make the case he's the number one right now over Lyman Conklin.
He's on average to get over 1,200 receiving yards.
And it looks like it, Dale, because him and Justin Herbert, say what you want, they're building a collection there. So I like what I'm seeing from this Chargers team. Give me the Chargers at 3.
At number 3, give me the Detroit Lions. I mean, what a huge win on Monday Night Football. And honestly, the pass rush with Aiden Hutchinson, it's been there for the Detroit Lions. 7 sacks. And I think the defense has stepped up big. We know what Jared Goff in that running game and Amon-Ra St. Brown is able to do in that offense. But defense was the biggest concern for me. And, losing Aaron Glenn, I wanted to see how they were going to do. Week 1, they kind of struggled. But 2 good weeks in a row again. And I agree. It was a statement win on Monday night. They wanted to come out there and say, hey, we are for real still. We are a force to be reckoned with. And I agree. This is a very good team. Give me the Lions at number 3.
At number 2, I still have the same 1 and 2 deal, so I'm going to just say back to back. Short and sweet. Give me the Philadelphia Eagles. Give me the Buffalo Bills at number 1. Eagles at number 2. I think Eagles had one of the most impressive wins of week 3, coming back from double digits. What were they down? 26 or 23-7. Coming back, winning the game against arguably one of the best teams in the NFC and the Rams, in my opinion. I think that I almost put them at 1 deal, but I couldn't forget how impressive the Buffalo Bills look against Miami. And we'll say what you want against Miami. They didn't cover the huge number 11.5. Still, James Cook is running the ball. He's leading the league in rushing. Josh Allen feels like an MVP. Dalton Takei, the 2 tight end sets, looking pretty good. Wide receiver core is a little weak. Other than that, I'm loving the Bills still. Bills at 1, Eagles at 2.
Yeah, same 2 for me as well. Give me the Bills at number 2 and the Eagles at 1. 2, the Bills, I like them. Obviously, Josh Allen's playing at an MVP level. Like, what he's able to do with the football is just, it's remarkable sometimes watching him play football. I'll tell you that. What I worry about is the defense getting off the field a little bit. Now, they were great against the Jets, but it's the fucking Jets. But Buffalo struggled to end drives versus Baltimore and Miami. Miami was the head scratcher. I thought it was going to be a back-and-forth game against Baltimore, but third downs have been a specific issue against the Dolphins. They converted 10 out of 15 attempts to keep that game close. The Bills have also given up 5 touchdowns in the red zone as well. I worry about Ed Oliver and Matt Milano and, hopefully when they return from getting injured, but I think this team is good enough. This offense is going to keep them in games, but they need to get off the field a little more, especially against good teams. And then the Philadelphia Eagles, I mean, what a comeback win against the Los Angeles Rams. And, last year, the Eagles were last in the league with 45.1% success rate against the run this season. So that's a big thing that, they can't stop the run, which kind of is an issue for them. And we'll see how they do against Bucky Irving this week. But, I think the offense is good. And what were your thoughts? Because I kind of agree, but I kind of thought it was a lame take by Drew Brees saying the offense is boring because I think it might be boring, but who the fuck cares? You're winning football games. So it could be as boring as it may seem, but at the end of the day, I don't think anyone in the locker room in Philly gives a fuck about that.
Realistically, could you make that case for 2 weeks and 3 quarters? Yes. But what we saw from the Eagles offense in the fourth quarter with A.J. Brown, Devontae Smith, those having their best games of the season so far, yes. Was the offense struggling a little bit? Did they have 0 passing touchdowns through 2.5 weeks of the NFL season? Absolutely. So is Drew Brees wrong for thinking that way? I'm going to say no. Was he wrong? No. But Saquon Barkley, Jalen Hurts, A.J. Brown, Devontae Smith, you can make the case that's one of the best offenses in football. So yeah. we can't deny that. We can't be blind and not say that the Eagles offense struggled through the first 2.5 weeks of the season. They did. Yeah. They did 0 passing touchdowns for 2.5 weeks.
But they're winning football games.
Exactly. And let's just be honest, though. You and many others despise the tush push. So a lot of you probably will say watching the tush push get ran back to back at the goal line is boring. Right?
But it's effective.
Yeah, but it's boring.
So it's boring, yes. And I wouldn't even say I hate the tush push because I was on the.
You was against it.
I was against banning it. I said stop it.
Yeah.
That's it. I played football my whole life growing up. We would run in offense, and granted, this is middle school and high school, but we would run 6 to 7 plays nonstop. And it's like Madden, bro. When you and I are playing, and I know you can't stop a play, what do? You spam the play.
Mm-hmm.
You see that with Kansas City. That's what they're going to do. If you can't stop it, why wouldn't I keep running it? I'm tired of hearing the tush push, if I'm being honest. I don't even think it's boring. I just think they've mastered a play. That's literally it.
No, I agree with you, though. I'm just letting you know why people will say that or think that.
No, I know. The dogs are going
crazy. I'm not gonna lie. I closed the gate because I added a gate for the door. I fucked up, Dill.
Why?
I have a bag of like plastic bottles to go out recycling. They got to it. So they've been yo. I don't know if you've been noticing when you look at them. They've been fucking up, bro. One of them took a bottle of tequila out the
They got
bag.
drunk?
No, it's empty.
Oh, okay,
but
good.
Like the top of it,
yeah.
She started biting it, and right
That's
now
crazy.
she was just fucking up a Sprite can, and they just keep fucking up bottles.
By the way, I liked your thing. Did I hear you? Did I hear it right? The Lions not in the top 10 this week?
No, I had Lions at 4.
Oh, at 4. I thought I was bugging, bro. When
I texted you the top 10.
Yeah, honestly, I'm not even looking at it, and I thought I didn't hear it, but I know the one that shocked you was the Chiefs being in there and the Colts.
I'm gonna be honest. The fact that you don't have a 3-0 team in your top 10, though, that's.
I do.
You didn't say the Colts.
No, I know, but I got the Eagles, I got the Bills, I got the Chargers,
and you don't have.
I got the Bucks. No, I don't have them. And
you have a 1-2 team over a 3-0 team. I'm not here denying that the Chiefs are a better team.
Yeah.
For the first 3 weeks of the season, who's been a better team, Dylan?
Yeah, I think you can make the argument that the Colts are.
That's all I'm saying.
But it's not mine.
You're not wrong.
Yeah.
But
I know.
One team is 1-2.
Yeah,
the other's 3-0. That's all I'm saying.
I know.
That's why I couldn't put the Ravens. You don't
think I
put the Ravens
hear
top 10? I got the Ravens winning the Super Bowl.
Yeah, I hear you.
You got me looking like a fool right now.
And honestly, I think you can make, because last week they were in my top 10, the 49ers. I think you can make an argument. They're at 11 for me, and the Colts are at 12. Minnesota's at 13.
Yeah,
and
put it this. If I'm sorry to cut you off. If Brock Purdy was in, I would have had him ahead of the Colts.
Yeah, no, I agree. And I think everything is, it's changeable. And
like, my fault. Like I said, I had the Commanders at 10, 49ers at 9. If those quarterbacks were healthy, the Colts would probably be still number 10. Because, yes, they are 3-0, but it is a respect factor.
No, I think that's why I put the Chiefs up there, if I'm being. And the same thing with the Ravens.
Yeah, like I said, I got the Ravens at 11, Chiefs at 12.
Yeah.
And you can make the case there's a handful of teams out there that's better.
Shit, if JJ was healthy, they'd be in the top 10. They're at 13 for me. Watch out. That's
a damn lie, dude.
What?
That's a damn.
What?
No J.J. McCarthy-led offense deserves to be a top 10 team. Let's just be real.
All right. Wait till he comes back.
They let him.
No, you're reading too much of the tabloids.
I'm not reading nothing. I'm going by what my eyes tell me, dude.
If Kevin O'Connell might be the best offensive or quarterback guru, what he's doing, he got Sam Darnold $1 billion. He got Kirk Cousins $1 billion.
Kirk Cousins got over 300 M's.
Yeah. Carson Wentz last week, and they got Desmond Ridder. If they put out Desmond Ridder and he has a game, he might just be flexing on us. He just might be like, yo, I could do it with anyone.
Like I said, we saw Nick Mullins throw for 300 plus. We saw Joshua Dobbs look special at times in Minnesota. We saw Danny Jones never got playing time. Like you said, Kirk Cousins, J.J. McCarthy had a stellar fourth quarter. Other than that, nothing much. And we saw what Sammy D was able to do in one season. 14 wins. So it's not denying what Kevin O'Connell could do. It's just, is JJ that guy right now? I think what we saw this past week, Dale, 40-plus points, the defense was looking alive. Yes, it's Carson Wentz. I don't expect that level to be consistent, Dale, but you wasn't sniffing 40 points with JJ McCarthy. Let's just be honest.
That's crazy.
Let's just be real.
Where do you think my Jets are? Out of 32 teams, where do you think I put the Jets?
Yeah, I did look okay week 3. So, as a delusional Jets fan,
no, I'm not delusional.
I'm gonna say you got them at 31.
No, 28.
Okay,
that's not delusional.
No, but I was gonna say like 27, 26, just because they look good week.
They're 0-3. They can't be.
I know, but hey, Jets fans delusional. Not
saying
you are. Most are.
32. I have the Saints. 31. I have the Titans. Giants at 30. The Dolphins at 29, and I have the Jets at 28. Big matchup.
See, I haven't went that far. I went up to, I think, 13 or 14.
I get carried away. I can't just do 10.
I got the Steelers at 14. Shockingly, I got the Seahawks at 13.
Let me see where I have the Steelers. I have the Steelers at 17. Because I don't trust that defense. Let's be real. I was at the game. They could have.
You know how you got the Chiefs number, 9 or 8?
I have them at 9.
I have that respect for the Steelers. Because I have a feeling eventually the defense is going to come up. Eventually the defense is going to
But we talk about it every year on the pod. At a certain point, when have we seen enough where like, okay, this is who they are? Is it in a week or two? How long are you giving them?
Put it this, if J.J. Watt, he's yet to have a sack. If he doesn't TJ, I'm sorry, I apologize. If TJ doesn't have at least a standalone game, I'm talking about multiple sacks. Defense is flying. I'm talking about less than 17 points allowed.
Yeah.
Less than 200 yards. Maybe 250 total. I'm going to give them to week 6. If your defense ain't at least getting in rhythm by week 6, still mid-October, defense is not good.
Yeah,
I
agree.
The Eagles, to week 8 last year, week 9? Yeah. It took the Ravens to the bye week, which was week 9? So that should give the Steelers a longer period. But at the end of the year, the steel curtain, right? So I'm going to give you 6 weeks.
Why you do the air quotes? It's crazy.
Because that's all I've been hearing my whole life. That's the steel curtain.
I'll tell you this, though. I'll tell you this. They traveled. They were deep in Gillette.
Oh, there's no doubt about it. Those towers are going everywhere, Dill. It's just the defensing.
Good point. You know who I'm really interested to see, and we'll see them on Thursday, and this is a perfect transition, is the Seattle Seahawks. Right now, I put them at 14.
Yeah, me too.
I think
13. I'm sorry.
I think the defense is good. I think Mike McDonald, you know what it is? They don't really have a superstar, maybe Leonard Williams, but they're good on all 3 levels. They're good on the defensive end, stopping the run. They have great linebackers, and they have good corners. They're good on all 3 levels. And I think Sam Darnold is good enough to keep them in games. Kenneth Walker's having a good season. JSN is a top 10 receiver. I'm not trying to hear anything anymore. He's a top 10 receiver. And they have the pieces. If they could just string along some wins, I think the Seattle team could be something. Am I delusional or?
No, absolutely not. Just because we've seen it for the first 3 weeks of the season, even week 1, they'll get in my opinion, a good 49ers team. They were in the game the entitled time. I think they lost 17-13. I forgot the total score, but I think it was 17-13. They lost by 1 possession. You know, you look great at Pittsburgh week 2, and then you took care of business in a blowout in week 3, Dill. I think Seattle, don't get me wrong, from what I've seen so far, they're much better than I anticipated, especially offensively.
Yeah. I just think this defense is good. Like, I guess it's 3 weeks, and I really don't know what to make of them, but I guess I'm a believer in Mike McDaniel and what he's trying to build in Seattle. And I think that's the perfect segue, Kay. Let's go to it. Thursday night football. we have the Seattle Seahawks on the road, going to the desert, taking on the Arizona Cardinals. Short on the books, they're -1.5 point favorite. Road favorites, the Seattle Seahawks, -1.5, -120 on the money line, +102 for the Cardinals. Total 43.5. We will start with the side. What are we feeling here for Thursday Night Football?
Dill, I think Vegas has it right. I think the right side is favorite. Give me the Seattle Seahawks -120 on the money line. I caught -105 yesterday. The money's going in. I see -116s. So if you like Seattle, I would suggest take it now. Because I think come tomorrow, though, I wouldn't be shocked if Seattle's -125, -130 on the money line. Just from the first 3 weeks of the season, your eye test will tell you the Seattle team is a little better. First of all, they play better competition. Cardinals competition first 2 weeks, they played the Saints. Didn't really cover the big number. Wasn't that impressive of a win. I think Sammy Diaz outplayed Kyler Murray thus far. I think Jackson Smith and Jigba and Cooper Kupp is a better wide receiver tandem than what Arizona got going on. And I think you hit it early on, Dill. Seattle defense is going to keep you in games. Which defense do I trust a little more? Seattle's defense, even on the road. Give me the Seattle Seahawks -116 on the money line in a tough divisional battle. Wouldn't be surprised if they win by a touchdown, Dill. I wouldn't be surprised if the final score is 24-17.
Yeah, I like Seattle too. I take them on the minus the 1.5 at -105, -110 shop around, but I'd lay it here with Seattle. I do think they're the better team. Tough loss for the Cardinals last week, but I think Sam Darnold, he's played pretty well. 2 consecutive wins. Short week versus New Orleans a week ago. He was 14 for 18, 218, 2 touchdowns. The week before, he beat the fuck out of the Pittsburgh Steelers in that steel curtain defense, 31-17. He threw for 295 with 2 touchdowns. He did have 2 picks, but through 3 starts as a Seahawk, he's completed over 70% of his passes, 663 total yards, 4 touchdowns, 2 interceptions. He has 105 rating. He's been good. Outside of those 2 picks, I don't think you could really put anything to hurt him. And I think Kenneth Walker III, he's been a force. This is his 4th year. He has 39 carries for 163 yards, just around 4 yards a pop. But what are you and I when we watch football? 4 yards a pop. That's all we need. He has 3 touchdowns. He's also good in the backfield. He's caught 5 passes for 29 yards. So I think he's good out of the backfield as well. So yeah, I would agree. I probably would take Seattle here. If you don't want to lay the 1.5, if you think it's a short game, I would take them on the money line. I just think they're a little better of a team right now. And as much as I like Marvin Harrison Jr., he has struggled. And I want to say maybe it's the connection with Kyler Murray, maybe, but they got to start getting him going. He is too good to not get him the ball. Yeah. So I just worry about offensively if they're going to be able to keep up. So yeah, I'm going to take Seattle here, kid. As for the total, it's low, 43.5. Two good defenses, I would argue. What are we feeling here for the total?
Not for 9. I would lean the under. Like I said, 24-17, that's a total of 41. I just don't see Arizona going over 20. That's my biggest thing. So I will lean the under, though.
Yeah, I would lean the under. I would actually lean the Arizona Cardinals team total under because I think Mike McDonald, is going to scheme some things up against that offense and kind of really stop Kyler Murray and that passing game. And they're without James Conner. That's a tough blow
for the remainder of the season.
We'll see about Trey Benson. We'll see about him in my prop section, but I don't know, kid. I'm kind of out on that offense for right now. But let's get to the prop segment, and that prop segment is brought to you by Props.Cash, the best way to research your player props. Elvis and I have been using Props.Cash for 2 years now, and it's helped us find an edge on several player prop markets on the web or in the Props.Cash app. You'll get quick visual data on player trends, matchup history, and recent performance across every major sport. Clean, reliable stats that make it easier to spot value. Plans start at just $19.99 a month, and right now you could get 25% off your first month with code DREAM25. That is DREAM25. So download the app, not now, but right now. Sign up for the monthly subscription. Use code DREAM25, and you'll be paying just $14.99 your first month. Level up your prop research today at Props.Cash. What is your prop of Thursday Night Football, kid? What do you like?
Dill, I'm going to need to explain to you how much of a struggle it's been so far this year with the player props. This man has scored 3 touchdowns this season so far, 2 last week or 2 against the Steelers. Give me Kenneth Walker III, anytime touchdown, a plus 110 deal. That's my official prop. Don't get me wrong. I also like Cooper Kupp over 41.5. I think that number is too low for him. Let's be honest. I think he's good for at least 50, 60 plus. So my official play is Kenneth Walker III, anytime touchdown, plus 110. Also like Cooper Kupp over 41.5.
Yeah, so this is going to be my official play for the game. It's going to be Jackson Smith and Jigma, longest reception, over 25.5 yards. He's gone over this in all 3 games this year. He's averaging 42.7 yards on his longest reception, and he's lethal after the catch. Cardinals, they've been struggling to tackle all season. And, just 2 receivers have cleared this line against the Cardinals this season. Ricky Purcell, 34 yards, longest reception over. Terrion McMillan of the Carolina Panthers, 40 yards, longest reception. He cleared that. So JSN, first week, 40 yards. 43 week 2, 45. He's just going up and up. He's been balling this season. I love this play for JSN. Longest reception over 25.5 yards. I also like Trey Benson, under 20.5 receiving yards, kid. I do not like this spot here for Trey Benson at all. Props.Cash projection is at 17. He's only gone over this 1 time this year, and that was in week 2 against Carolina. Cardinals have a much better offense when they're playing, even against the New Orleans Saints. He's only had 6 receiving yards. Last week against the 49ers, obviously a much better defense. He only had 9 receiving yards. 20.5 for Trey Benson. I think that's a little high, kid. So yeah, I would take Trey Benson over 20.5, under 20.5 receiving yards. And my last one that I really like, kid, is Kyler Murray. His rushing yards, 27.5. Props.Cash projection is 29. He's gone over this all 3 games. Why is it this low? I just don't understand. How many times?
Seattle's defense is that good. It might be that good.
But they're going to get to him. They're going to get to him, and he's just so fast. He's going to break a few. 27 is just too low. If it was at 35, 40, I would understand. But he's gone over this in all 3 games. Week 1, he had 38. Week 2 against Carolina, 32. And then last week against the 49ers, he had 37. So 27.5 just seems too low. Give me the over for that. Props.Cash projection likes all of those as well. You said Kenneth Walker the third, right?
Yeah, anytime touchdown.
Even money. Yeah. Or you said plus 110?
Yeah, I call plus 110.
Oh, nice. Yeah.
What is it now?
Yeah. I see even money, but still, you could get plus money.
It's going my way.
Yeah. Props.Cash likes that as well. They're projecting him to get a touchdown. He has 3. Like I said, last week he had 2. Even against Pittsburgh, he had 1. So, yeah. Hey, I feel good about these props this week, kid.
Yeah, Dill. I like them a lot. I'm going to be honest. I'm the last one to say I like my props. So, but I am confident that Seattle's going to win and Kenneth Walker finds the end zone.
Is Kenneth Walker your official play?
My official play is Seattle money.
Oh, good. Okay, so it's Seattle. My official play is JSN, longest reception over 25.5 yards. Your boy's been bugging. You've been on him for the last year and a half now. He's a top 10 receiver.
Yeah, I think he's proven he is.
Yeah.
That's why they let DK go.
Yeah, 100%. And look at him. We're Aaron Rodgers. Any last words before we get it? Hey, kid, this is the last week of baseball. We got playoffs.
Yeah, Red Sox still trying to clinch. Hopefully we get clinched by.
Are you bought in yet? Because we're down to the last couple of days.
I'm be honest, I gotta buy myself back in, Dill. Right now, I've been in tune with football so deep. I haven't even looked at an MLB slate. So shout out my coworker Lee. He told me to take the Giants yesterday. Didn't take it, but I should have. So definitely.
But you're not watching the games. But are you watching the scores? Like, are the next day you'd be like, hey, the Red Sox win?
Yeah. Like
So you're
like,
in it.
Yeah. Like the other night, I had the Red Sox on the TV. I think we were playing Tampa. So it's just I saw Chapman close it out against them. So
He's a beast.
yeah. So I watch the games when I can. It's just tough. It's just tough.
Yeah, so right now you guys are back of the division, but you guys are in a wild card.
Yeah, we only got one game lead against Houston, Detroit. So little worried. Detroit's been solid all year.
But Mariners, they stink. They lost the division to the Cleveland Guardians. Are the hottest team in baseball.
Yeah, right now.
Did you see the guy took a fucking baseball to the face yet last night?
Bro, that's why you always got to be careful bunting. Always bunt down, back. Don't point it up, point it down.
Yeah, that was actually scary. Tariq Skubal even threw his glove and was like, "Oh my god, I can't even look at it." Yeah, that was scary. Mets mathematically are still in it.
But how do you like your chances?
Not good.
Okay.
Not good. I hope we actually don't make it, if I'm being honest. But Juan Soto's having a hell of a year. But I got to spin it to a positive. These positives we need. But yeah, we'll definitely tackle the MLB postseason next week when it comes on. But kid, that is going to do it. Any last words before we get up out of here?
I apologize for having my dogs out there tearing up some plastic bottles.
No, so we didn't hear. Oh, I honestly heard them just scratching the door. I worry for your door, honestly.
No, there wasn't scratching the door.
Okay,
the bottle was hitting the door.
Okay, that's what I was hearing.
Yeah, they're good.
Okay,
they're good.
Right.
It's just plastic bottles. Empty bottle water.
Enjoy tonight. Enjoy Thursday night football. Good luck on all your plays, and we will see you guys on Friday. Peace.